We've been bombarded with presidential politics for over a week now. Listening to the candidates is one thing, but a lot of people are looking at them a little bit closer, giving them a side eye, looking at the body language. You know, when somebody looks at somebody funny, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's a whole different perspective, because sometimes what you're saying and what your body is doing sometimes doesn't always jive.
What's mine tell you right now?
That you love me.
Joining us this morning is body language expert Tonya Reiman, author of The Yes Factor, The Secrets of Persuasive Communication. She's going to give us her take on what the candidates are really saying. Tonya, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk first about Hillary and her running mate, Mr. Kaine. When you look at these two, they just started making their appearances together. Does this seem to you like it's a forced marriage, or is this something that kind of happened organically?
Oh, no, this is definitely, they like each other.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been going on for a few months behind closed doors, but you can see there's warmth there when they get together, so that's genuine. And while I was watching him speak, I really, for the first time, saw Hillary excited, a genuine smile instead of that fake phony smile that she normally has.
And the hug was genuine, too.
Yes, yeah, there's a fondness there. Look at them, and they're in rapport, they're in sync, they know what they're doing, you know, that they did really well together.
All right, let's talk about Bernie Sanders. He spoke last night at the Democratic National Convention. A lot of people are saying, you know, he was trying to rally his base around Hillary. Did you think that endorsement, you know, appeared genuine when he went to the podium?
I think it was. I don't think I don't think he's happy about it. And he stated that. He's one of the most authentic people that we've seen running in a while. And the funny thing is, when I watched him, it was like he was a rock star. There were people in the audience just bawling their eyes out, crying. And I'm thinking to myself, this man would have been the rock star. I mean, he was it. And so it's been very emotional. And the fact that he got everybody involved, like $27, you know, the whole audience is in with it. People loved him, and I think that's going to pull a lot of weight for Hillary.
Yeah.
What's the deal with Donald Trump and his running mate Mike Pence? You know, everybody talking about that awkward air kiss.
Yeah,
Donald
that was
went in
very
for.
strange.
But didn't you think that was just like a New York kind of thing? Like, you know, us New Yorkers, we lean in, we go in for the kiss.
I agree, and obviously there's a difference there in the way they interact. But I think the interesting thing is two things. Number one, the fact that Pence initially endorsed Cruz, so there's that little disconnect between them to begin with. And when the kiss came on, my interpretation was it was initially a dominant move by Trump, but then Pence didn't take that. He like pulled him back and tapped him on the arm. I think though that whole kiss was to make up for the previous interaction, because in the previous interaction, when Donald is first introducing him, he pivots his body away and kind of gives him a cold shoulder. So there was a disconnect on the initial meeting, and I think people thought those two aren't going to mesh. So the kiss was kind of a way to make up for it. The only thing I think he did wrong in that is they should plan it. You know, it should be, they should know exactly how that greeting is going to be.
Right, especially after that weird kiss with Tipper Gore and, of course, Al Gore, which we remembered, and everybody dissected that for days and months and weeks. All right, let's talk about Donald Trump. He's been really questioned as being a little too handsy with his daughter Ivanka, and maybe even giving his wife the cold shoulder. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, when we watched that interaction, it was interesting because he goes over to his wife and they do the double kiss, both sides, but yet he has his hand kind of extended out so that they can't really do a hug, which is bizarre, you know, because you expect, you expect that you want to hug. So he puts his hand out and then he taps her, which is a little strange too.
That's his daughter.
Oh, okay. Well, with the daughter, when he went down, he kind of touched her in an inappropriate place for TV. Maybe they just have that kind of relationship. They're really close.
I mean, it's a dad.
But I just think at that age, you no longer frisk your children. I don't know.
You mean you just don't get to frisk your children?
You know what? He did great. They both, and Melania did beautifully as well. I just wonder, he seemed so close to his children, and when I watch him with Melania, there doesn't seem to be that same kind of closeness, you know? And that could be her background.
I need to start watching this more closely.
But it could be her background, because remember, where she comes from, they're not very touchy-feely people. So, you know, given that fact, you have to recognize maybe there's a reason that they don't do all that affection and hugging.
What is our body language?
It's true love.
What is it?
I have to lean in, right? I have to lean in and touch him.
Touch him. That's right. All the important things.
All right. Tonya, thank you so much for being here. It's always very good to see you. And really, you do have to look closer, because sometimes in politics, you got to dig a little bit deeper, and that's why we have her. Head on over our PIX 11 News app, and to learn more about Tonya's Body Language University, which she does have, go to our PIX 11 app and download all the information.